With me now in the studio is Brian Stockbridge, Chairman of NQ Minerals. Brian, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. You've recently acquired the Hellyer Gold project. Before we talk some of the details on financing, sounds like quite a transformational deal. Let's tell me a bit more about the project itself to start with.
Yeah, it is. It's a really significant acquisition for the company, and there aren't many small cap companies that go and buy something, quite so large as this. So the project's in Tasmania. It's a tailings dam. There's gold, silver, pyrite, lead and zinc. And we've announced on last week that there's about 1.3 billion Aussie dollars, over $1 billion US worth of turnover for the next 10 years. So there's a 10-year life of mine, 276 million post-tax net present value. So what this will do is this will offer, short-term revenue and quite significant cash flow for the company.
Short-term revenue. How soon could you be in production?
I think within 12 months. And what we're doing at the moment, so we've announced the acquisition. We now have a shareholder meeting that'll take place in May. Once those resolutions have been approved, effectively the acquisition is complete.
And what about infrastructure and the like?
Yeah, well, that's one of the key things, because there is several hundred million Aussie dollars worth of plant and equipment on site. There is a rail, active rail transport to the port, infrastructure at the port as well. So this is one of the benefits of this particular project. Normally when you have a tailings dam or a mine, you mine the ore or the mineral out of the ground, then the value goes down. Here potentially the value could even go up, because we then have an empty tailings dam, processing plant and equipment on site, and access to other mines that may need processing around the area. So it's a pretty significant project. A significant project.
How much did it cost and how are you funding the acquisition?
It's about 20 million Aussie to acquire it, plus 29% of NQ Minerals equity, that is. And we've announced the first tranche of the funding as of last week, and that came from a family office. So it's sort of, family office, sort of mining sort of focused institutions that have been looked at the project, done all the due diligence work. So we're still having discussions with a couple of others, and we'll be updating people during the course of this week, and certainly before the shareholder meeting as well.
And certainly a good time to be involved in gold at the moment?
Yeah, I think it is actually. I mean, gold is always a bit of a safe haven, and I think the drivers that have been sort of pushing gold for the last century are still current now. So yeah, I think the outlook is very good. In addition, we have silver, and silver is almost like gold on steroids. And with increasing uses for silver, so it's used in industrial applications, a lot of new age uses for silver as well, it could well have a better run even than gold.
We're just staying with silver for a moment and taking a slight sidestep. How's your stockpile in Queensland? What's the latest there?
Yeah, we've announced before, we've got a large stockpile sat above ground in Queensland, and that was one of the original assets of the project when we floated back in 2015. And we're close now to getting a mining development licence to process that. So it's almost, a lot of the good news is all coming at the same time. So we have potential cash flow from that. We have significant cash flow really from the Hellyer project as well.
So really 2017 is shaping up to be quite a spectacular year.
I think so, yeah. This is a year that actually transforms the company.
And what about, I know you've mentioned in the past, considering a move to the main board here in London. Is that still something that you're mulling over?
Yes, well, we've announced previously that we're looking to secure a listing on the main market of the LSE, and we're actively working on that at the moment.
So Brian, just to sum up before I let you go, what's the next bit of news, hopefully, that you'll be updating the market on?
Well, I think we're going to post out the shareholder circular, so there'll be a circular going out towards the end of this week, and then obviously if there's any update on the increase in the financing, that will be announced at the same time.
And an exciting time. You're looking forward to the coming weeks and months?
Absolutely. It'll be fun.
Good to see you, Brian. Thanks very much.